I read every book in the Omaha Public Library on investments by the time I was 11, and we moved back here. And as soon as I got back here and my dad was in Congress, I said, get everything in the Library of Congress, I want to read it.
Warren Buffett, one of the richest and wisest investors of all time, spends up to 80% of his day reading. That's right, most of his success didn't come from crunching numbers alone. It came from learning. And while you might expect his favorite books to all be about stocks and investing, that's not the case. Today we're sharing 10 powerful books Warren Buffett recommends, books that are not just about money, but about life, leadership, decision-making, and staying strong through challenges. Let's dive right in. 1. Business Adventures by John Brooks. Warren Buffett once said this is the best business book he's ever read, and that's a big deal coming from him. Business Adventures is a collection of real stories about major companies, how they made big moves, faced massive challenges, and either succeeded or failed. These aren't made-up tales. They're real events like the rise and fall of Xerox or the disaster of the Ford Edsel. What makes this book special is that it doesn't just focus on profits, it shows how human behavior, like pride, fear, and ego, affects business outcomes. And that's something Buffett always looks for when studying companies. He wants to know the people behind the numbers. That's the real game changer. 2. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Before Warren Buffett became one of the richest men in the world, he was actually terrified of speaking in public. He was so nervous, he'd avoid it at all costs. But that all changed after he took a course based on this book. Carnegie's teachings help Buffett build the confidence to communicate clearly and connect with people. And that skill has made all the difference. Buffett's famous annual letters to shareholders, they're simple, clear, and impactful, just like Carnegie taught. This book isn't just about business, it's about how to connect with others in a real human way, and in Buffett's world, relationships are everything. 3. Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. In one of his letters, Buffett called this the best book he read that year. It's the story of Phil Knight, the guy who started Nike. Now most people know Nike as this huge global brand, but it started out small, just an idea and a dream. Knight shares how he struggled with money, competition, and big decisions, but never gave up. Buffett loves this book because it shows what it really takes to build something that lasts. It's not always smooth, it's messy, but with vision and grit, you can make something incredible. 4. Poor Charlie's Almanac by Charles T. Munger. This one is close to home for Buffett. It's a book full of wisdom from his business partner, Charlie Munger. Munger's big idea: use mental models. That means learning from different fields, like psychology, math, and history, to make better decisions. Buffett and Munger built their empire using this exact thinking. They don't just look at numbers, they look at patterns, people, and principles. This book is like a toolbox for the mind, and Buffett believes that anyone who wants to make smarter decisions should read it. 5. The Clash of the Cultures by John C. Bogle. John Bogle, the guy who started Vanguard, had a big message: stop chasing short-term profits, think long-term. Buffett agrees. He's always talked about buying and holding good companies for the long run. This book explains why that mindset works, and how too many people get caught up in the hype and speculation. If you want to understand the difference between gambling in the market and truly investing, this book lays it out clearly. 6. On the Brink by Henry M. Paulson. This is a behind-the-scenes look at the 2008 financial crisis. It's written by the former U.S. Treasury Secretary, Henry Paulson. Why does Buffett recommend this book? Because it shows how leaders respond when everything seems to be falling apart. During the crisis, Buffett made bold moves, investing when others were panicking. That takes guts and knowledge. This book helps you understand how economies work under pressure, and why calm, informed leadership matters more than ever during tough times. 7. 1,000 Ways to Make $1,000 by F.C. Miniker. This book is old school, and Buffett read it when he was just a kid, but it made a big impact. It's full of simple ideas for starting small businesses, from selling gum to fixing bikes. It planted the seed for Buffett's lifelong entrepreneurial mindset. Even today, Buffett says it shaped how he thinks about money, work, and opportunity. It shows that you don't need $1 million to start, you just need creativity and hustle. 8. Dream Big by Christiane Correa. This is the story of 3 Brazilian businessmen who built massive companies using a no-nonsense approach: hire the best people, reward performance, cut waste, and think long-term. Buffett partnered with these guys on some big deals, like the Kraft-Heinz merger. Why? Because he believed in their values. This book shows how discipline and smart leadership can create powerful, lasting businesses. 9. First a Dream by Jim Clayton. Jim Clayton started from nothing. His family was poor, and he worked his way up. Eventually, he built Clayton Homes, the biggest manufactured home company in the US. Buffett was so impressed. He bought the company in 2003. Why? Because Jim's story and business principles matched Buffett's values: integrity, long-term thinking, and serving real needs. This book is a reminder that the American dream is real, and that smart, honest business can create lasting value. 10. The Snowball by Alice Schroeder. This one is about Buffett himself, and even though it's a biography, he recommends it because of the lessons it shares. It's a deep look into his life, how he started small, stayed disciplined, and built one of the greatest fortunes in history. But it's not just about money, it's about character, patience, and the power of compounding, both in wealth and wisdom. Buffett calls it the snowball, because success is like a snowball. You start small, keep rolling, and over time, it grows into something unstoppable. These 10 books aren't just about investing, they're about thinking clearly, building relationships, leading with integrity, and playing the long game. Warren Buffett didn't just become successful by picking stocks, he became successful by being a lifelong learner, and these books shaped his journey. As Buffett once said, the more you learn, the more you earn. So if you want to grow, start reading what the masters read. Thanks for watching. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Let us know in the comments which of these books you'll be picking up first, or if there's one that changed your life too. See you in the next one.